So I did make a conscious decision that for the first period of time, probably for the first 120 days or so, I would focus most of my time and energy internally. So to that end, I have spent a lot of time addressing various departmental meetings, departmental retreats, the school retreats, meeting with students in various groupings, also now meeting with staff in functional areas, just as a way of basically getting in front of people, beginning to establish a conversation, and always, at this stage, reminding all of us that what binds us together, more than anything else, is our commitment to the mission of this institution. The biggest unpleasant surprise that I had, not in my first 100 days, but on my first day, was when I really looked at the budget. And I saw that we were budgeting to a deficit, which, conveniently, no one had told me in the recruiting process. That's all being opened up. Part of the problem is, actually, I think quite a few people didn't know, because of the opacity of that process as well. So we're dealing with these things. We're not in a crisis. We're just kind of in a rough spot. For those of you who are curious what my average day is like, my average day is rehearsal for the day when I really do become a crazy person. In that, it's not the length of the day or the intensity of the meetings. That's a given. I'm used to that. That's what I've been doing for a long time. It's the lack of any coherence in the day. You know, so you go from, and there's never any transition time. Literally, you go from one thing to the other. There's no relationship. The topic switches constantly. The attitude switch, I go from happy to angry, you know, from inside to outside. It doesn't matter. So it's just on a daily basis. You know, at the end of the day, it's this feeling of, but I will tell you, it's also very invigorating. It's very invigorating because I'm not hearing a lot of nonsensical statements or conversations. I'm hearing a lot of stuff that makes a lot of sense. Remarkable about, and this has happened almost every time I've interacted with Columbia College students, is to see the way this institution has somehow created an environment for a deep sense of community to take place across lines that in the larger world might be dividing lines. It's remarkable to me the way students seem to reach out to one another and support each other. And that was a very powerful evening for me because we talked about some of our common experience. But they shared with me also their sense of this is a really important support network. There was one student in particular who had transferred here from the SUNY system and was contrasting that environment and the sort of complete lack of connection she felt culturally to that. She was in one of the far north campuses, to coming into this institution and finding that group and feeling like she had finally found a home. And I have one last observation. Every single time, and as many of you know, this is many times, every time I have had an opportunity to interact with our community, I'm always really astonished at the high level of conversation and discourse. And that is something that I am so proud of at Columbia College Chicago, and something I really want to thank you for. It really makes this journey that I'm undertaking that much more pleasurable and exciting and fulfilling. So really, thank you for that.